Hello everybody, welcome back to Transport Fever. Now last time it was pretty close to bankruptcy, but as we can see now we got way more grain on this train, so already 4 cars are being loaded now, while this train is on its way again. So hopefully we are producing more grain now. So this farm here realizes, oh wait, we need way more grain, and starts to ramp up the production now. So we are also delivering more grain now to that processing plant here than before, and as a result of that we also produce more food, and thus my trucks don't have to wait that long here anymore. So more and more trucks can now be outbound, selling stuff, right? Making some money for us. Even though those trucks are not making that much money yet. What is happening also is that in the food processing plant, as we can see now, production, shipment and transport is growing. Now what do these parameters here mean? Production is the uninterrupted production that it can do. You know, so the longer it produces, the higher this goes. If the grain runs out like now it will, then this one will shrink again. Right? Shipment is how many goods are actually being brought then to the cities, to the consumers. At the moment we have 72. So this is also varying. With the more trucks I have on the road, then the more shipping I have to the consumers. Right, so Bolton and Rochdale. And then we have the transport, how much grain is actually transported to that food processing plant, what it needs. And as you can see, only 22% of its demand is met at the moment. Not very much. My trains are starting to get fully loaded. This one here also. It has now a 5th cart where there is a bit of it, so it is still growing. But of course that is still not enough. I want more. I want way more. So for that we do need yet another delivery of grain, and we do have one here. Right, so this is the 3rd farm that we have. This one is really fully. There are 300. There's 300 grains on board. So what I might actually do is I might just actually have another train on this track here. Right, so I could just say we start here. Oh wait, just wait a second. This one is now fully loaded with 5 cars, so it's still growing, and we're just going to add more cars then to this train network that we have. This one is still fully loading, so I'm thinking about this farm, or well, we add another train to this system. That makes it though a bit more complicated because of course we need to not have them congesting on the same track. So my solution to that problem right now is that we have this waypoint system that we use here. This is then working like a station. So we have that kind of in the center here. Instead of building now 3 tracks, right, we're going to add a little exchange here, or we're going to add just a 3rd track that we have there for a certain period of space. I think this one is fine. Especially when thinking about that these trains might be longer at some point. And then it comes together again here. Now we do have these waypoints that I'm going to use then. Oh, wait a second. He needs to wait here. And he needs to wait here. Right, and we need to get rid of that again. Right. Now, we do need to adjust the line for that still. That is the red line. And we need to say that from Minster, we are going to add another station, which is this one here, so the waypoint, right? That is at number 2. Then he goes from this point, he goes then to Bolton, and back again to this waypoint. Nope, not to this waypoint there. This is tricky. Let's pause the game there. And as we can see, both lines are now on the track, on the waypoint system. And train number 1 is going for the 2nd track, and train number 2 is going for the other track. And as we can see, both of them are now using the same track. And since that is more or less a bit in the middle there, they're going to meet here and exchanging. So now I have 2 trains on this line, and hopefully, well, output a bit more grain, because that's what we need. So this is a bit more complex for the train system, but I like it. So here we have now this system in place. All we needed is the waypoint, and of course these signals here as well, so that the trains know when they can continue on their journey once again. Very important. Alright, let's just hope that this works out. As we can see now, we got lots of food here waiting. We got for Rochdale 30 food that is waiting at the moment. So we do need to purchase a few more trucks. And they're going for Rochdale. Right, let's have 2 more. And out they go. And this beautiful countryside. And yeah, lots of food will be waiting then. Let's just have a look. As we can see, transport is actually more now, thanks that we have another train on the road. And shipment and production, though, is still lacking because we're still out of grain. We're also still negative on the account balance here, so we really need to do something about that. There they are, the trucks, getting all the food. And the next train just delivered. Oh, that was full, 900,000. Very good. And as we can see, this train is now piling up again, also the grain here, because we had to remodel the route and lost all the grain that was waiting. But I'm pretty confident that it's going up there again at some point. Right, there's the next train. And you need to grow faster, man. I need all the grain that you have. Because of course the goal is that we produce more food here, more and more food, that we also need to deliver more food to this processing plant, because then it levels up, it processes faster and more, and we can also deliver more. So that is the whole idea behind it. Right now, yeah, those trains are not really making that much cash because, well, we don't really have. They're not full. That's a major problem that we have. I thought this would solve the problem here, but as we can see at the moment it's not. Well, at least we have the infrastructure. I could use one of these trains. I'm just going to wait a bit more, but I'm going to use one of these trains, then if it doesn't get fuller, to use it on this farm, because we just need to have another track then going up to that point. Wouldn't be that expensive. And as we can see, he is waiting while the other train is passing by. It's also pretty cool to watch them while another train is coming. Here we are at 45 kilometers an hour, because that's as fast as he can go, I think, with the carts. Now he's speeding up a bit now. Beautiful. There's a bit of rain coming over there. Hopefully nothing too serious. Yeah, and this is only one processing plant that we have there at the moment, the food. There's so many other production chains around it. How is my passenger support looking? As we can see, the city is growing a bit. There are a few more densely built buildings now. And there are lots of people waiting. There, for example, it's full. Oh, yep. They don't seem to be too happy then if they wait that long. Growth rate is now plus 60% because there's now food supply coming in. We have public transport. So it's at 232 now. So let's purchase. Can we do that? No, we cannot really afford that. Yeah, one more bus in Bolton. That's all I can do at the moment. This line should be making profit though. Yeah, 15,000. Right, the other ones are starting to make profit here too. The train grain that was negative is now making big cash. Train number 1 is though not making any money at the moment. That's the one that we just improved again. Ah yeah, but it's getting fuller. It takes a bit of time to ramp up, and as we can see, there's one train now in the station, unloading, and the other one needs to wait now. But it's fine, it's just a short waiting time. Right, and this means that, yeah, we got quite a lot of food now, grain now stored here, and as we can see, those parameters are still going up, especially the shipment too. We probably I'm going to find then another consumer for the food that we have, because we want to get this up to level 2 there ASAP. Alright, and we're starting to make a bit of money now finally. So as we can see, our earnings are positive. Also, these trains are not that deep negative anymore. They're also getting fuller and fuller now. As we can see, this one here only has the last car really empty, so it's getting better. And as we have now 2-3 trains coming in with grain, we still don't have enough to have a permanent production, but at least it is way better now. They're making some good money, and as we also can see here, the truck delivery, the truck station is full. So one thing that I want to do now right away is I want to purchase for Rochdale 2 more, and for Bolton also another one, right? 2 more. So those trucks are outbound, but I want to have another one. This one is fine now. Nelson is another station that we want. So here, let's have another truck station. Don't forget, the more consumers we have, the faster or the more grain my food processing plants need, and the more grain the farms produce. So that is very important to notice. Now, what I notice here though is that my trucks would have to go through the whole city. That is not really positive for the city itself, but in that case, I really cannot do anything else. Let's have it as close as possible to the street there. It is affecting all of them here, so that's fine. And then we can have another line now open. This line goes then once again from my food processing plant, Lower Bolton, to Lower Nelson. And let's wait for... No, actually, let's load any. Let's drive even if there's not that much full. Otherwise, we would have a traffic jam at some point. And this is truck, food, Nelson. Right, so now we have that. Truck. This one here is, by the way, truck, food, Bolton. And I don't think that I need more lines than that. Righto, so we have that. We have a bit of cash. Let's purchase those vehicles here, and they're going for Nelson. Now they're coming out all at once now, but they're going to distribute themselves then after a while. They're doing that automatically, because as you can see, the other trucks here are also one by one. So that's that. Now, I hope we have enough food. The problem though now is, right, I just noticed we only have 2 bays. For so many trucks, that's not enough, so we do need another cargo platform for even more trucks. And that is going to be this platform here. Right, and we can also say to Nelson, you are going to be on platform 2. Oh, in Lower Bolton, of course. You can go platform 3. Right, and to Rochdale is going on 1, and to Bolton is on... should be on 2 then. 2, and Rochdale is on 1. I hope I've got them all now covered. So they all are on different platforms. Very important. Otherwise you risk a traffic jam. As you can see now, they're going to the platforms, and they're also distributing themselves amongst the crates that we have. There is the ones for Nelson coming in now. Nothing for Nelson waiting at this point, so they're going to wait here in the back. As long as we're not producing anything. Now we're producing again. As we can see, it is going up here now, because we have a third customer that we can tend to now. And yes, those trains are starting to make some money. Let's have a look at the... Yeah, very good. It's only down to minus 44,000 now. It was at minus 1.2 million, by the way. The other things are looking good. Nelson just created is fine too, so we are making some small profit, but I'm pretty sure that this is going up tremendously in the future. There's another train coming in. I'm a bit worried about my loan right now here, 24 million that we have, so this costs me 20,000 on my balance at the moment. So right now we're just looking for the train. It's not that full again. I don't know why. We're still not making... now there's a lot of green coming in, so hopefully this is starting to ramp up here at some point now. This is ridiculously low still. That's looking better. Still, we need more green. Shipment is down. I think we're just going to use the other train for another line. Should we do that? Let's create the line first, or let's create the train tracks first. There we have a nice exit. So here I could use a terminal station for the cargo. There it is. And as we can see, yep, this will work without destroying any fields. And then we have the tracks. And those tracks will now be somehow be brought to this area. Oh, the cost. We just lost 800,000. I think that is my monthly or my yearly cost that we just lost, but there is some money now coming in again. Thank you, train. So we can build something here. I also like to build those trains along the streets while we can, because it saves us a bit of time and money, because we don't have to use the terrain ourselves. but can use the terrain from the street. But here I think we will now part ways. Right. There we have the track. Going then here. Here it is merging then. So here we have 3 tracks actually. And this is going to merge then into... It needs to merge, I think, into this one first before we can go. Oh, we go with this one there, right? No, actually here I need the space because I want to expand that station at some point, obviously. So we do need to merge it with the second line. Here. Right, and we do have the signals. So we have the first signal here for those 2. We have then those signals for that track here. And we do need to have another signal then inbound as well. Here already. Because the trains need to know if they can actually continue then this way, right? Well, we have it here as well. Here we have the signal for this line, if it's open, right? So we do need that as well. It's a bit complicated, but we'll do it. In fact, we start the next grain from this now to this station, to Bolton. Right, and we're going to name it Train Grain 3. It's a brown line. With all this planning, we should not forget and look at the beauty of this game. If you're close by, it's really beautiful. And as we can see, oh, we got lots of food for Nelson and Rochdale now too, so we still don't have enough trucks on the road. We still need more trucks there too for those lines. Let's get another 4 trucks for Nelson. And another 4 trucks for Rochdale. Because now that we have so much grain here, of course there's so much more food. And my trucks cannot handle that anymore by themselves. And I just love how this turns then out. You have then so many trucks going their own ways, you know. It's hypnotizing at some point. There are lots of trucks coming in now. Whole armada. Each of them is going to their own destination. This will lead to a better shipment. And what we can see now beside Bolton, also Rochdale here, or Rochdale, is also growing by plus 50%. So we do have some higher buildings here now too. The more modern we get, the taller these buildings will become. But so far, this is looking like a nice town here. Especially, I like it, especially because it's here beside the mountains. Beautiful, right? The mountains there and the river that we have. So it's a beautiful site here. I think this is going to be one of my major towns. Bolton is fine too, beside the lake. And it is growing too. And that is another cool aspect of this game. The cities grow themselves. As we can see, more and more streets are coming. They're merging them. And along the streets, buildings appear. Small buildings getting bigger and bigger then. We even got a nice, huge building there in the center. As it's growing. And of course, the more it grows, the more passengers we want to travel here also. And I think we can also have our first passenger bus system here in Rochdale. And for that, let's have some bus tram stops. They are going to stop down over here. There they start, kind of. And then they go through the whole town. Taking all of that into account. I think here perhaps. Here, and then it goes back again, right? These are some simple first lines that we have. We're going to delete them again at some point and make some more complex lines out of it, or well, split them up into several lines. But so far, we got the people here. Actually, I could have moved a bit further to that side. Should I have that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of that stop here. It's too close. And just have to stop here. Right, so after Springfield Road, we continue with this station here. And then it goes into Queen Street again. There we have another line. And for this line here, we just need to find a name now. It's Bus Rochdale 1. And then we're just going to need some of these sexy Landauers. Once again, diesel engine. Let's say 4. and off they go. And thus we have created a new line. It's going to take them quite some time to get there, but once they're there, they're going to deliver the passengers then. We're still in the year well, we're already in the year 1903 now. We're making some money, I can see that. It's not much, but it's a bit. It's not enough to build yet another train. To buy another train. Let's just check it. Oh, they're full now. Very good. I no longer need to use one of them for another line. As we can see, this is growing rapidly now. Very good. He wasn't able to fully load it. That, of course, will mean lots and lots of money coming in. Also some 900,000 there again. We are 1.6 million, 1.3 million, depending. And this one is getting closer now. I think we're going to see an upgrade here. As we can see, all of them are now in the upgrade panel, and now it is growing. So as long as they stay within this area now, this level here is going to increase now. Right, so let's just hope they stay there. They're barely in it, a bit in it. And as we can see, it's growing. Level 2 is upon us. And we're almost at level 2. And then we're going to have another block of... There it is. The factory got bigger. And with that, it's also processing food now, or grain, much faster. So we could go up to, I think, 5 customers now. Something like that. So this is level 2. Of course, to keep level 2, we need to keep now certain levels. If this drops too far to the negative, this will downgrade again. So it needs way more grain now. Lucky we do have a bit of money again. In addition, there's another train coming in. So once again, I would like to borrow something. I don't know how high we can actually go with that. Let's just try to get to, yeah, 8 million almost. And so we can purchase another train once again. We still have this locomotive, unfortunately. There hasn't been anything new in the meantime, but soon there will be, I think. And yes, let's use these cards here. And this one is now going for train number 3. Grain. And there it's coming out. So we have now 4 trains delivering the grain to this food processing plant. Bright future, hopefully, and this is only the beginning. Stay tuned.